And there might even be escaped German prisoners as well. Uh-oh, he's back again. Is he really from the war times?
The train was always full because it was cheap and quick. You could get from Newcastle to London in 6 hours. Sometimes it was full of soldiers who'd sing songs and play cards. I wasn't allowed to play cards though, because my mum and dad didn't like gambling. Sometimes it was full of evacuees who came from the cities and they went and lived in the countryside. We had 3 evacuees living in our house. We weren't ever bombed.
6 hours to London. It's quicker on the coach now. Isn't everybody friendly, all talking to each other? They said it was like that when the war was on, because everybody cheered everybody else up. It was the wartime spirit. And we've even got entertainment.
It's just a 1949 portable radio made by Vido down in Kent, Erith, Kent.
Where'd you get it?
From an antique shop.
Mind you, I'm not sure they had portable radios then, but the music was right. She's asking for that rail pass to get pinched. Hey, you can't do that. Health and safety. Did they have health and safety then? You know, this is the first time I've seen a real steam train live. Here we come into Redmire, right on the edge of Upper Wensleydale. This is where we get off. It's getting like it really isn't the present day anymore, with the clothes and uniforms and things. And look, she got a new hat. Ah, and a mirror. Gee, look at all that steam. They've set up an army camp here, just the way it was when the war was on, even with the old music of the olden days. All the rest of the time, this is a garden.
We lost our gardens in the war. Well, we lost the flowers. Our land was needed to grow vegetables because of the food shortage. There was a huge campaign called Dig for Victory. We grew potatoes, carrots, turnips, lettuce, even fruit like raspberries and strawberries, all at home. Farmers needed help to provide food, so women helped. They were the land army, called land girls. They harvested crops, drove tractors, everything. Women worked in factories as well. A lot of them wore headscarves to stop their hair catching in the machinery.
Well, anyway, this is a camp today, and it's full of stuff, as well as all the proper uniforms and everything. They've got real guns used in the war, so we could find out a bit more about them later. Before that, though, I can see a nice lady in a uniform. It's an American uniform, but if she's an American, she's got a funny accent. You're wearing an American uniform. Are you really an American?
No, I'm what you call a re-enactor, World War II re-enactor.
What's a re-enactor?
Well, we dress like this, World War II, all the things I have on is authentic, and we help out organisations such as today. You know, we all go and help out. We help out with different charities, you know, air ambulance, and we support the heroes that's coming back from war. We raise money for them as well.
Why bother doing it?
It's very worthwhile. We get a lot out of it. We enjoy doing it, and to see the smiles on people's faces, especially the very elderly ones, they remember. And we play the music of that era, which is really good. Glenn Miller, you know, and we thoroughly enjoy it.
Can you remember the war? Where did you play?
Well, we didn't have all these big parks and things I have now, which are fantastic. We just had bomb sites.
Bomb sites?
We called them bomb sites, but they were adventurous to us. I used to collect all different kinds of coloured glass, and I thought that was marvellous. But you see, they were from windows that were being blown out by the bombs, and I didn't know that, but it was really exciting.
Yes, it was, but it was also very dangerous. We had to be careful never, ever to show a light after dark. It was called the blackout. You see, a light at night was easy to see from the air, and this showed the enemy planes where to drop their bombs. If a light showed anywhere, there were wardens to tell you off, and they'd shout, "Put that light out!" We blocked all our windows at night with thick curtains and black wooden sheets. It was so strict. You weren't even allowed to use a torch to find your way home in the dark.
Oh, look who's arrived. While they're saying hello, I'm going to see something else. I know guns are nasty things that kill people, but I still want to see them. How far can this fire?
About half a mile. Can you see through there? How far?
See up to there, over there.
Yeah. For about half a mile. Right. Do you know how to load it?
No.
Do it again, what you did earlier. There. That one. Lift it up. Now hold the gun round this way.
Right.
Then get your hand on there. There. And do that one. Lift. Drag it out. As you can see, this is just a training rifle. You see the round inside?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you load the round in. Do it again. And shoot. Right down. Lift up. Have another look. Like this. There you go. Pick your target. Can you pick the target? See them trees over there? One's in the distance. Pick something. Can you see? There you go. Then take your shot.
Can I?
You can have a go. You're not doing anything.
Everything stops. And I'm thinking, if this had been for real, would I have been killing somebody? It's a funny feeling. It sticks in my mind as we look at the other guns. The soldiers all say the same kind of thing. We don't start wars. Well, not like World War II anyway. But when somebody else does, we have to be ready. That's why we have an army. And the Navy and Air Force as well, I suppose. And the reasons they give for explaining everything do make sense. But why are you showing people these guns when it's peacetime?
Well, part of what we do is a representation of what happened obviously a long time ago, and people can't always get a good idea of what the troops on the ground had to deal with. You can't always get it from a movie, you can't get it from a book, and as anybody watching this DVD, they will see the weapon but they won't be able to appreciate the weight and the feel and the size of it.
What's the point in showing people these guns? Because we're in peacetime now.
The differences between peace and the conflict time, what we try to demonstrate to people that this isn't merely a weapon, it was a tool that soldiers had to use. They didn't want to be carrying these, they didn't want to be shooting at other people, but unfortunately it was a necessity of the time to defend freedom and to try and re-establish peace. So they're not to be seen as objects of desire or anything that's proud or anything that's nice to carry. They were simply a tool, the same as a joiner would use a hammer or a saw today to make something. This was a tool that a man would use to survive the day. It's probably a sad reflection on humankind that we need weapons like this in order to defend peace. Without them, then you can end up with a situation where, as in World War II, you may have had the Nazis actually coming to power, and a lot more people would have died across Europe, even right through to today.
People were being killed every day. Sometimes we even heard about it in school. The head would come into the class. He'd whisper something to the teacher. Someone, one of my friends, they'd be taken out. Sometimes we heard crying. But we would never see them. Not for some time. We knew why. A friend or family member of theirs had been killed in the war. There was no funeral then. The people just never came back.
Have you thought about babies in wartime? They've got to be looked after too. Somebody brought a baby on the train. Only a doll, really. There for the fun of the day. But that got me thinking. I heard some people talking about gas masks. Can you imagine a little baby in a gas mask? They actually had them. But they were all kinds of masks. All shapes and sizes.
Everyone had gas masks, but not like this. Ours were in little boxes with straps. We took them everywhere. At school, we kept them under our desks.
If there was an air raid test, we'd have to open the box, put our chin in and hold aside and stretch it over our head. It was made of rubber. We could get it on in less than 10 seconds.
Do you remember the lady buying a hat when we got here? Well, that was outside. But inside the building, they were selling clothes, just like the ones they wore in the war. But that brings up something else.
We had to save everything. See these dresses? They were made out of other things when the material wore out. Things were handed down to younger children or given to the neighbours. We mustn't waste anything. In fact, lots of things were made at home, like these. Although some things did have to be still bought at the shops. They did everything to make us save. They even invented a little cartoon insect called the Squanderbug, and they said, it's going to follow you around when you go shopping and say, you can afford it, go on, buy it. But if anyone saw us spending, they'd call out, you're a Squanderbug.
Okay, anything you want.
It was very hard during the war. And worse for the soldiers. Americans as well as us. I've only just realised today that they weren't really soldiers at all. They were men ordered to join the army. See that soldier there? The man with the camera. He's the son of the man who founded the re-enactors.
Most children don't know anything about the Second World War. And what we do it for is to let them what the young lads and lasses did during the war. You know what I mean? The sacrifices they made, and it was all for freedom of the country. You know, the country, it was king and country, wasn't it, at the time? That's what they did it for. And most of them were young ones. They were like, the average age 21. You know, just young bands going to war for their country. And there's still lads and lasses doing it now. In Iraq, in Afghanistan. You know, this way they can actually see what people were during the Second World War. They can get a little glimpse of what life might have been like with the tents and the living and the rationing. There's not going to be a lot of Second World War veterans about soon. And you've got to keep that alive for people to know what them young lads and women sacrificed during the Second World War.